Hello, welcome to Victory is Ours. This is the ELeague recap for Week 3, Day 2. We have a few matches that went on today. We had Energy versus CLG, Astralis versus SK, Energy versus SK. Honestly, this week kind of has been a bit of a letdown. As if you watched our previous recap, it mostly been one-sided matches. Like just the other team won't like the one team would not get past usually like 7 or 8 rounds. Maximum was like rarely would it be 9 rounds. Um, so let's say like not past 10. But there were a few matches that went up to like 14, 16. But it's just been kind of one-sided. It's just basically pros versus new pros, I guess you could say. So it's a little disappointing, but let's get into our first matchup, which is Energy versus CLG on train, 16-7 for CLG. Now, it's clear that Energy did not perform very well with Tabson. Or did I say CLG? I meant Energy. I'm not sure if I did. Energy did not perform well. Tabson, Gobby, and Fugly really doing the best, but Peter and Legia just were not present with 8 and 7 kills each, or 8 and 7 kills respectively. Uh, it, it, um, there's not much to say honestly in these matches. Like I watching them, it's just there wasn't there were no like there were a few like cool plays, but really it went down to like uh stupid positioning or good positioning, but someone had better positioning, winning the aim duels. Um, CLG just being overall better on this map. Just knowing where to be properly. Tarek with 22 kills, Hayes 17, Peta with 18, JDM with 25, Cutler with 12. So Cutler being like the only one that wasn't really there, but he was. But even though he was like the least there, he was still there. So I don't know. It's strange. But that being said, the second map on Dust 2, the second matchup on Dust 2, was much more even. Actually, in fact, Energy actually won the map, 16-14 for Energy, of course. Tarek pulling off I'm sorry, CLG actually doing a really good job of uh keeping in line, but they just I guess weren't able to close it out. 22 kills, 16, 27, 25. Cutler with 10. Cutler being the weak point there, actually. Um, I didn't realize he had 10 kills. But Legia, Tabson with 25 for Legia and 22 for Tabson, and then Fugly with 25 coming in. Where I'm not sure where they were on train. Maybe they're just not as good as on train. Uh, it, you know, Again, it's mostly about the aim duels. Really, that's usually what's happening in these maps, and just overall, it's a higher tier team versus a much lower tier team. Energy and SK both being lower tier teams against Astralis and CLG. So when it comes to these aim duels, usually in some cases, they're not always going to be even. Like they're not always going to have the same just level of skill. Like somebody will have faster reflexes. There are chances where Tarek will be looking somewhere while somebody on energy is not, or whoever on CLG. And it just it's always timing, just coincidences, and also just straight up getting the aim right and um, the reflexes faster, I guess you could say. So it's a shame. This is probably one of the most disappointing weeks so far. The week 1 and 2 were just really good. But I don't know. It's only week 3 out of I think 10, so like it's fun, and it's only halfway into the week, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, but moving on to Astralis versus SK. Very interesting. SK winning the first map on train. Now, the reason I say this is weird is because B and I had predicted that it would be a 2-0 for Astralis. Easy. right? SK is a good team, but they're not as good as Astralis. And at least they show that they can do something. Magic's Boy with 25 kills, Pimp 17, Asilian 21. Asilian doing a great job. I remember seeing him get a lot of really, really good and vital kills. Freeze with 16. Modi not even barely there. Maybe he was. Honestly, I'm surprised they won with with Modi only having 9 kills and 15 deaths. Impressive, I have to say. But if we look at the score for Astralis, Kirby with 10 kills, Zipnix 16, 9 for Dupree, 16 for Deprice, and 11 with Kerrigan. Clearly they weren't there. And Kerrigan is back, of course. He's actually there now. He's able to play, but it did not bring his A game to this map, at least. We'll take a look at the other map in a second. But yeah, just really good performances from SK and showing that they have something up their sleeve. They're ready and willing to contest these higher tier teams. But moving on to the next map on Overpass, Astralis took the map with 16-7. Also, I didn't mention earlier, but 16-6 for SK. So almost an even score up, but the opposite for the next map for Overpass, where SK did not do as good for some reason. Maybe just Device actually destroying with 27 kills. Device was getting kills and kills and kills. Just really well done. Dupree with 7, Zipnix with 9, Kirby with 19, and then Kerrigan with 14. Kerrigan's still not there fully. He was gone, so he may not be completely up to date with any of the new strats that they ran with with I think it was PETA, who was their sub, or I might be getting that wrong. It might have been Zonic. I don't remember. But they destroyed SK pretty much the same way that the SK destroyed them on the previous map. 18 for Magic's Boy, Modi with 14, Modi coming alive, Pimp not coming alive, dying pretty much with 7 kills, 16 for Asilian, and then 13 for Freeze with even assists across the scoreboard. Not a big deal there, but to see, it was very interesting to see. I'm not sure what happened with Astralis completely. I could say, it was interesting though to see that SK won, and I'm glad to see that they won. So yeah, hopefully we see more from SK later on in the ELeague. But that was an interesting matchup. I remember I was just like, wow, because we had said that it was gonna be 2-0 for Astralis, and to see a 1-1 for the first 2 matchups already is interesting. But as we predicted, it was a 2-0 for SK in the third matchup against Energy. I had said it might be a 1-1, possibly a 2-0 for Energy. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was wrong. But that doesn't mean they didn't do. They didn't really do a great job. Let's face it. So to get into the first map, which was Nuke, SK doubled their score with 16-8. It pretty much went the way of Energy for the first quarter, or the first half of the first half. And then after that, it was just a landslide of just it was SK. It was pretty much all SK after that. So I'm not. It's interesting to think of what happened, but it really not much to say. SK, I guess, just picked it up. It's like when you play, for me especially, because I rarely warm up before a competitive match. Sometimes I'll just do really kind of meh the first few rounds, maybe first 5 or 6 rounds, and then I'll start picking it up later, or even in the second half, I'll just destroy on T side or something. And sometimes that happens with pros. It just, it's how it is. It's they kind of it's kind of like when you're sprinting in a, a 200 meter or something. You don't want to run. You don't want to sprint right up the gate. You want to take it slow and then use all the energy once everyone else is starting to slow down and get tired. So, but Magic's Boy, I don't know how to say his name. 26 kills for him, 22 for Modi, 15 for Pimp, 20 for Asilian, and Freeze with 11, doing really well. Gobby with 8 kills on Energy, Fugly with 14, Legia 17, Taps at 19, and Peter 14. Just not doing great. All of them had over 17 deaths on Energy. with the others pretty much under 18 deaths for. I don't know. SK just did a better job on nuke than Energy, clearly, and same with Cobble. Moving on to Cobble, 16-5. Energy did a worse job this time. It pretty much was just Energy just could not get it. They just had 1 or 2 rounds every now and then, but it was never a streak of wins for them. It was just straight up streaks for SK, but mostly just one like okay guys, I got 5 rounds. We're gonna take one, and that's not the way you should be playing. But that's how Energy did, sadly, and it's how it is. So take a look at SK's score: 21-11, 21 kills to 11 deaths for Magic Boy, 25-10 for Modi, 19-13 for Pimp, and then 12 kills and 9 kills for Asilian and Freeze. Asilian and Freeze is not there, but didn't really stop him from losing because got B with 4 kills. Legia with 18. Legia pretty much carry, and Peter. I mean, I don't know if you can call a 4-man carry a thing, but got B clearly dropped the ball, and I mean, he didn't pick it back up. He kind of dropped it, and it was just kind of chasing around the entire time. He wasn't getting those kills that he needed, that his team needed. That he didn't work. He didn't do it. I'm sorry that there's not much to say on these games. It's just there's really nothing to say. They're pretty one-sided. It's like just when you get 16-0, not much to say. Either they were a hacker or they were just a better team that our team is like not good. So like it's 16-0, man. Pretty much is what's happening. Like they're not picking up the rounds they need, and when they do pick up rounds, they're not having that momentum. They don't have the rest of the inertia that they need to keep it going. So that's pretty much it. But we'll move on to predictions. Let's see. So we got the matchup is Energy versus Astralis, CLG versus SK tomorrow. In BO3s, I didn't actually put them properly, but BO3s for both teams. So Energy versus Astralis. I personally think it's going to go to Astralis, just with how Energy performed yesterday and the day before. It's probably just going to be a 2-0 for Astralis, and I'm sure B would agree with me. And I think this, honestly, for CLG and SK, I'm not entirely sure because CLG has been kind of back and forth. They've won 4 out of 6 matches that they've had so far. If I'm remembering that correctly, they won. Oh no, they won 2 out of the 4 or out of the 6. Sorry. So, and SK has won, I believe, has won more than 2. So, I'm honestly gonna go with maybe SK. I'm just gonna go with SK 2-0, maybe a 1-1, or sorry 2-1. It's not a BO2, it's a BO3. Yeah, I'm gonna go with SK for this. I don't know what B would say, but he's not here at the moment. But obviously, but I'd say I think he might agree that CLG's not performing to their best. They may have a chance to actually do something, but I personally think it's gonna go to SK because SK's actually been doing decent. Only losing I think 2 matches, 2 or 3 maps out of all the games out of all of them. So yeah, I'm gonna give it to SK. Those are my predictions. Astralis and SK, 2-0s for both of them. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow, will hold for us. And yeah, and we have a sort of a partnership with AlphaDraft. So if you guys want to play some fantasy eSports for either League of Legends or Counter-Strike, you're probably here for Counter-Strike if you're watching this. But there is League of Legends too if you are a fan of League of Legends. There's a link down below in the description, and we'll post it on Twitter and our other social media that you can refer or you use as a referral link for and play some play some fantasy esports, make some money, get some win some. I think there's a tournament I believe for 50K is the max prize. So we'll have more info on that as soon as we can. I haven't been able to look into it much lately. I've been very busy. That's why it's actually a late recording. So, but yeah, AlphaDraft, link in the description, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.